So I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my bike, so this video is to show you what it's all about and what type of parts I'm running. The bike you've been seeing in most of the videos is a Trek 4 series, or a 4900 to be exact. It's a 26-inch hardtail with an aluminum frame. About 5 years ago, I bought this bike new for a little less than $1,000. Somewhere along the way, I cracked the frame, which Trek replaced under warranty. It was around then that I replaced just about every single part on the bike, including the forks, the cranks, the wheels, the seat, pretty much everything. It's safe to say you'll never see another Trek 4900 with this exact setup. My wheels are pretty good. I can't remember what brand they are, but they're double-walled, which means they're a little beefier than what originally came on the bike. The tires are Maxxis Holy Rollers, and while they aren't the best trail tires in the world, they're awesome for street riding. That's why I like them. Moving on to the brakes, these are the original ones that came on the Trek 4900. They're hydraulic. They're a little older, so they're pretty big and clunky. Newer hydraulic disc brakes are a little smaller, lighter, and more streamlined, but these are super reliable. I don't think I've ever serviced these at all since I got the bike, which is kind of hard to believe. My cranks are Race Face. I'm not sure what model they are, but the whole thing cost me like $100. Cranks, bottom bracket, and everything. I really like them. My bottom bracket could actually use a replacement because I've gone through water a few times and it's starting to make creaking noises, so I could probably replace those bearings. The chainring is a Race Face narrow wide. It's a 32 tooth, and I replaced 3 chain rings and a derailleur up here with just this single chain ring. And down here in Florida, we don't really have much in the way of hills other than just short climbs. So I really don't need all those different gears. This one chain ring and 7 in the back seems to be fine for me. The pedals are just some off-brand aluminum pedals. I like them, so I keep running them. My rear derailleur gets replaced a lot because I smash it into things, so I never really go with anything too expensive. Currently I'm running a Forte, which is a store brand of performance bike, which is a subsidiary of Nashbar. Because I jump around a lot, I've added an additional guide to keep the chain from popping off. 90% of the time it's not necessary, but it really makes the whole drivetrain bulletproof when I'm riding like an asshole. This is called Bionicon Seaguide Eco. I love this thing, but it mysteriously disappeared from Amazon.com, so hopefully it becomes available again. The saddle's probably the nicest part of my entire bike. This saddle is made by a company called Selle, which is known for high-end racing saddles. It was on my road bike, but I loved it so much that I moved it over to my mountain bike, and plus it matches. The saddle is attached to my trusty D&M dropper post. I can't stress how much this dropper post has changed the way that I ride. You get a switch up at the front of your bike to adjust your seat post. So you can press it, and just like an office chair, you put some pressure on it and sit down. The seat post drops down. You put some pressure on the switch and you lift up, and the seat post pops back up. So you can have the highest position as your optimal ride height, when you want to go really fast. And then when you want to do something really aggressive, like bomb a hill or bunny hop something, you can drop the seat down and you have plenty of space between you and the bike. This has been really important to me because anything I want to do, I can do on the fly. I don't have to stop and drop the saddle or put it back up. So highly recommend this. Overall, the bike weighs about 25 pounds. To me, this is pretty light. There are plenty of mountain bikes way lighter than this. I see a lot of guys at the trails with mountain bikes that are under 20 pounds, even full suspension ones, and those cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And to be honest, if you crash a multi-$1,000 bike, it breaks just as easily as a $1,000 bike. Of course, the multi-$1,000 bike is way lighter. It feels way better. It looks way nicer. Pretty much everything about it is more enjoyable, but I don't necessarily think that price equals durability. In a crash, what holds up in a crash, there's a certain threshold where you're not really getting any stronger. You're just losing weight and getting something that looks and works nicer. So the fact that this bike is not super duper expensive doesn't really hold me back from doing the things that I want to do with it. In fact, it enables me to do the things I want to do with it, because if I kept breaking a really expensive bike the way that I break this, it would cost me a lot more money to keep it running. So if I smash a derailleur on this bike, I'm just like, $20, okay. If I were to smash, a really high-end derailleur, $150, $200 derailleur, I would be very sad when that happens. Yeah, it would shift a little nicer. It would be lighter. It would have a clutch in it. I could probably get rid of this C-guide, but I would still break it when I smash it into something. So it's a decision that I weigh when I put parts on my bike. So anyway, I hope that answers your questions about my bike. Thanks for watching and ride safe.